You think pain makes you special? You think crawling through life with open wounds is enough? You think because you survived, you've already won? Let me tell you something brutal. Survival is basic. Winning is war. You walk around like life owes you something for the hell you endured. But guess what? Life doesn't care. Your pain is not a trophy. It's dead weight if you don't do something with it. You want a standing ovation for being broken and still breathing? No one's clapping. You weren't meant to just exist, you were meant to dominate. But you're too busy replaying tragedies like lullabies, rocking yourself to sleep with your excuses. Let's rip this open right now. You didn't just survive the hit. You ruined the mindset of the monster who tried to end you. You shattered his rhythm. You messed up the mathematics of destruction. He calculated your collapse, but he didn't plan on your rage. But here you are, forgetting who the hell you are, letting the world duct tape your mouth and call it peace. Letting normal people tell you to calm down, play small, wait your turn. No, hell no. You didn't walk through fire just to dim your own light. You want truth? Here's truth. You're acting like you're still on the run, when you should be on the hunt. You think the pain made you different? It didn't. What you do with that pain is what will define you. Your enemy? He's not the person who left you, not the one who hit you, not the liar, not the thief, not even the killer. Your enemy is your silence, your stillness, your comfort in chaos. You stopped punching back. You took a hit that should have ended you and you got up. But instead of going for the throat, you backed down. You're not broken, you're hesitating. And hesitation is the death sentence of warriors. Let me make this crystal clear. You didn't just break a hitman. You made him fear the idea of ever touching a soul like yours again. You didn't survive. You traumatized the enemy. You turned your pain into a haunted memory for them. So what the hell are you waiting for? You want comfort, you want love, you want applause? Get ready to earn it. Because this isn't about healing, this is about reclaiming, this is about walking back into the places that buried you and setting the whole thing on fire. No more sob stories, no more pretending. You're fragile, you're not fragile, you're dormant. There's a beast in your chest that's starving. You used to be hungry, you used to scare them. You used to make the earth shake when you moved. Now you flinch at shadows and fold under pressure. Why? Because you got tired? Because people didn't clap fast enough? Wake up. The world will never hand you peace, oh, you take it. You rip it from the jaws of chaos. You earn it in blood, sweat, and savage discipline. You didn't survive to become quiet. You didn't survive to be passive. You survived to become the very thing they pray never comes back. And now's the time. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when you're ready. Right now. Because they thought they killed something inside you. But they forgot. You're not just built different. You're reborn. And every second you wait, you betray the warrior inside. The one who took the hit. The one who bled. The one who kept going when everyone else stayed down. This isn't motivation, this is war. So if you're still breathing, then it's not over. If your heart's still pounding, then the mission is still alive. And if your soul's still burning, then it's time to return fire. Let's talk about the biggest lie you've been sold. The lie you've repeated to yourself so many times it became your gospel. The lie you wear like a second skin. Here it is. I'm doing my best. No. You're doing just enough to not drown. Just enough to survive. Just enough to avoid guilt. Not enough to trigger growth. And that best you keep defending, it's not your best. It's the limit of your comfort zone, not your capacity. There's a war going on inside you and you're throwing pillows instead of punches. You think effort is the same as excellence? You think being tired means you've earned rest? You think barely crawling out of bed is an achievement? Let me hit you with something you don't want to hear. You've lied to yourself for so long. You've made weakness feel noble. Oh, I'm trying. Trying doesn't win wars. Trying doesn't build legacies. Trying is code for half-assed commitment. Trying is standing at the edge of the battlefield hoping someone else gets shot first. You don't need more motivation. You need brutal clarity. The reason you're not where you want to be has nothing to do with your trauma, your enemies, your circumstances. It has everything to do with what you've allowed. You've let your mind become a jail cell, locked by excuses dressed as logic. Every time you said I can't, every time you said I'll start tomorrow, every time you said it's not the right time, you were building a cage around yourself. And here's the sick truth. You got comfortable in that cage. You decorated it. You gave it a name, reality. But it's not reality, it's resignation. You've got the claws of a lion, but you keep licking your wounds like a pet. You've got the soul of a killer, but you keep waiting for permission to strike. Let me be the last voice you hear before the switch flips. No one's coming to save you. No one's gonna pat your back for almost making it. No one's handing you freedom. You either take it by force, or you rot in regret. Here's another. You believe that person is just lucky, or they had help, or they're different than me. No, they're not. They just stopped negotiating with themselves. They stopped sitting around waiting to feel ready. They went all in while you were still debating. They were bleeding in motion while you were overthinking from the sidelines. You are not stuck. You are stalled. And the enemy? He's not stronger than you. He's just more committed than you. He doesn't have more talent. He just refused to quit when it got quiet. But you made comfort your God. You worship peace at the expense of greatness. You fear being uncomfortable more than being forgotten. That's the lie. That's the poison. The belief that if you wait long enough, hustle gently enough, dream quietly enough, somehow life will reward you. It won't. You want rewards? Earn them in blood. You want peace? Take it from chaos with your bare hands. You want respect? Drag your name through fire and come out unburned. You don't need more books, you don't need more plans, you don't need another damn journal entry. You need to move. Now. Aggressively. Repeatedly. Violently if necessary. Because every second you hesitate, someone hungrier than you is catching up. Someone who believes in discipline, not dopamine. Someone who's building while you're still posting quotes. Let's break it all down. The lie is that you're trying. The truth is, you're afraid. Afraid of what happens if you go all in and still fail. Afraid of who you'll become if you actually unleash the monster you've kept hidden. Afraid that you'll finally realize that you've been the villain in your own story all along. But here's the flip. You can burn the lie right now. You can kill it where it stands. You can bury it so deep it never speaks again. All it takes is one decision. Stop living soft. If it doesn't hurt, it's not real growth. If it doesn't scare you, it's not transformation. If it doesn't challenge your soul, it's a waste of your time. No more lukewarm effort. No more calculated steps. This is full throttle war mode. Your best isn't behind you. It's waiting for you in the furnace. And if you want to meet it, you've got to walk through the fire with nothing but your name and your will. No more lies. No more comfort. No more pretending the battlefield isn't calling you. Because you didn't just survive the Hitman. You destroyed the algorithm that created him. You glitched the system. You reminded the underworld what happens when they mess with the wrong soul. But if you don't act now, all of that power rots. It turns to poison. It becomes a cancer called regret. And that disease will eat you alive while you smile politely at your own funeral. Let's face it, you've been lying to yourself long enough. Let's tear down the illusions and take a hard look at the raw truth of your life. There's no soft landing here. There's no hand-holding. You asked for this brutal reality. Now you will face it. And here it is. You're not special. You're not unique. You're not some destined hero waiting for his big break. You're one of billions, just another soldier in the chaos of life. The only thing that sets you apart from the rest is how much you're willing to bleed for what you want. So stop with the pity party. Stop with the excuses. Stop with the constant, never-ending justification of your mediocrity. The world doesn't owe you anything. You're not entitled to success. You're not entitled to respect. You're not entitled to a damn thing. The world doesn't care about your sob story. It doesn't care about the circumstances you were born into. It doesn't care about the hand you were dealt. The world only cares about results. It only cares about action. It only cares about survival. And guess what? Right now, you're failing the test. You've been telling yourself all these little lies. That I'll get there eventually. That I don't need to go all in right now. That it's okay to take a break. Lies. The truth is, you're comfortable failing. You've made peace with being average. You've made peace with a life of comfort. And you've accepted that this is as good as it's going to get. But here's the reality check. Your comfort zone is a graveyard for potential. Everything you want is just outside that zone. But you've been too scared to reach for it. You've been too scared to risk failure. You've been too scared to fail forward. What do you think the difference is between the people who succeed and the ones who don't? It's not luck. It's not timing. It's not their family background. It's the fact that they refused to stay comfortable. They burned every bridge that could take them back to mediocrity. They walked through fire to forge their future. They sacrificed today for a tomorrow that would burn brighter than anything you've ever known. And while you were sitting around, making excuses, they were moving relentlessly. You're waiting for the perfect moment. You're waiting for the stars to align, for the universe to give you a sign. You're waiting for something that will never come. The only moment that matters is now. The only star you need to follow is your own will to act. You can keep waiting for someone to hand you success, or you can go out and take it. Here's a dose of truth. Every time you sit back and let life pass you by, someone else is out there grinding. Someone else is out there pushing through the pain, through the discomfort, through the obstacles. Someone else is out there making moves while you sit and talk about your dreams. And guess what? They're not smarter than you. They're not better than you. They're just hungrier. They've figured out that success is not about being gifted. It's about relentless action. No matter how many times you fail, no matter how many times you fall. So stop lying to yourself that it's not the right time. Stop lying to yourself that you're too tired. Stop lying to yourself that you can't do it because of XYZ. The truth is, you're just not hungry enough. You're not desperate enough to win. And the reality is, desperation wins. This isn't some feel-good story. This isn't a movie where everything magically works out. This is a war against your mind, a war against your own weaknesses, and the enemy, it's you. You've been taught to believe that if you just work hard enough, the rewards will come. But here's the truth. Hard work alone isn't enough. You need rage. You need obsession. You need to attack your goals like they've insulted your existence. Because if you don't, someone else will do it for you. They'll take your opportunities. They'll take your dreams. They'll take your future because they're hungrier. They're willing to fight harder, and they're willing to sacrifice more than you. You're not too old. You're not too young. You're not too weak. You're not too broken. The truth is, you're not even too smart. You just don't care enough. It's easier to blame the world, blame your situation, blame everything but your own actions. But let me hit you with this. Your excuses are the chains that hold you in place. You created them. You wear them proudly, like badges of honor. But all they do is keep you shackled to a life that you were never meant to live. You have the power to break free. You have the power to rise from the ashes of your complacency and start crushing it. But you have to stop waiting for the stars to align. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. That moment is right now. The truth is, the reason you're stuck is because you choose to be. You've accepted the comfort of mediocrity. And until you decide to burn it all down and start over, you will stay trapped in your own mind, trapped by your own lies. So here's the raw truth. It's time to fight. It's time to act. It's time to kill the weakness inside of you and let the warrior emerge. If you don't, you'll just fade into nothing. A forgotten soul who lived with endless potential but never did a damn thing about it. If you don't change, you will fade into nothing. The consequences of weakness are far worse than anything you can imagine. And this isn't some hypothetical future that might happen if you don't take action. This is your reality. This is the road you're on. This is the life you're choosing. It's easy to brush it off now. To keep thinking, I'll get there eventually. It's easy to think that you have all the time in the world to turn things around. But what if I told you that your life is being wasted right now? What if I told you that every second you spend sitting on your hands is a second you'll never get back? Every time you put off what you know you should be doing, every time you choose comfort over action, you are digging a grave for your future. The longer you wait, the deeper you go. And the deeper you go, the harder it gets to climb out. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that you'll change tomorrow. You're thinking that next week will be better. You're thinking that someday you'll get serious. But that's a lie. And you know it. You know how it goes. You make a plan, you start, and then you backpedal. You get distracted, you lose focus, you get caught up in the noise of the world. You let life swallow you whole, and suddenly, days, weeks, and years pass by. And when you look back, you'll realize you've wasted the prime of your life. You'll realize you've wasted the one chance you had to do something extraordinary, all because you couldn't get your ass in gear, all because you couldn't stop making excuses. Here's the thing. Weakness doesn't just make you a failure. It doesn't just ruin your chances at success. It makes you irrelevant. You become just another statistic, another name lost to time, another person who could have been something, but never had the guts to take the fight seriously. And guess what? The world doesn't wait for you. It doesn't wait for anyone. It keeps moving, keeps evolving, keeps growing. And the moment you fail to keep up, the moment you stop, the world will leave you behind. And that's the moment you'll truly regret. If you don't act now, you will live a life full of regret. You will look back at every opportunity you missed. You will look at your failures, your mistakes, and ask yourself, why didn't I push harder? Why didn't I take action? But it will be too late. Here's the reality of weakness. It doesn't just hurt you. It hurts everyone around you. It destroys your relationships. It destroys your self-worth. It destroys the legacy you could have left behind. You think that playing it safe is an option. You think that not taking risks will keep you from failing. But the truth is, not taking risks is the biggest risk of all. You want to know what happens when you choose comfort over battle? You become forgettable. You become a ghost in your own life. You fade into the shadows, a bystander to your own story. You're not living. You're existing. And in the end, existing is not enough. You'll look at your life and see nothing but wasted potential. The broken promises you made to yourself. The goals you set that you never even tried to reach. The dreams you let slip away because you didn't have the courage to fight for them. You will regret it all. But regret won't change a damn thing. Regret doesn't fix your past. It only haunts you. And let me be clear, you will be haunted. The more time you waste, the more damage you do to yourself. The more you avoid the grind, the harder it will be to ever find your way back. It's like digging yourself into a hole. The deeper you go, the harder it is to climb out. The longer you wait, the bigger the mountain becomes, and eventually, you will reach a point where it's too late to fix the damage. You'll be stuck, and the world will move on without you. The truth is, you're running out of time. Life is ticking away, minute by minute, second by second. Every breath you take is a breath you're not getting back. Every day you waste is one less day to turn things around. So here's the reality check. You need to make a decision. A decision to rise, or a decision to die. A decision to fight for the life you deserve, or a decision to fade into obscurity. The consequences of weakness are far more than just failure. It's the death of your legacy. It's the death of your dreams. It's the death of everything you could have been. And let me tell you something. That's a fate worse than any failure. So ask yourself, how much longer are you willing to stand there staring into the abyss, doing nothing? How many more excuses are you going to make? How many more days will you throw away? If you don't change now, you will regret it. And that regret will eat you alive. But it won't just eat you. It will devour everything you could have become. So let's cut the bullshit. Let's face the consequences. And let's decide right now. Are you going to be a survivor or a victim? You choose. This is where it changes. This is where you rise. This is where the battle for your life begins. No more hiding. No more pretending. No more excuses. You've been given the raw truth. Now you have one choice. Will you rise or stay buried? It's time to burn the past. Time to burn those weak, pathetic versions of yourself who thought comfort was an option. Time to turn your back on everything that's held you back. Time to break free from the chains of mediocrity. And most of all, time to stop letting others define you. Do you think you're the only one who's been knocked down? Do you think you're the only one who's been crushed, humiliated, and destroyed? Everyone goes through it. Everyone faces that point where the world says you're done. Everyone hits rock bottom because that's where true warriors are made. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed. It doesn't matter how many times you've been knocked out. What matters is that you're still breathing. You're still here. And now, the real fight begins. You are not broken. You are remade. You are not defeated. You are unleashed. You see, the real strength doesn't come from winning every battle. It comes from surviving the battles that should have destroyed you. It comes from rising every single time you get knocked down. It comes from never giving up, no matter how bad the odds are. And you're ready for that fight. Because the warrior within you has been waiting for this moment. The truth is, the pain you've been through, it was the furnace. And you were the steel. You didn't break, you just got hardened. Now look at you. You're no longer that weak person, hesitant and afraid. You're not the one who flinches, who backs down from the fight. You are the fight. And you're about to show the world what happens when you push back. Here's what happens when you rise. The noise stops. The distractions fall away. The world, the doubters, the haters, they become irrelevant. Because when you rise, you focus only on the battle at hand. When you rise, the only thing that matters is victory. But don't get it twisted. This isn't some fairy tale. This isn't some easy road to glory. This is going to be hell. It's going to be long nights. It's going to be exhaustion. It's going to be bloody. But when you rise, you'll be ready for it. When the pain comes, you won't flinch. When the obstacles block your path, you won't hesitate. When the world tries to push you back into the dirt, you'll only push forward. Because that's what happens when you choose to rise. You choose to rise, and the universe has no choice but to bow. You choose to rise and the mountains crumble before you. You choose to rise and the path clears, as if the world itself has been waiting for you to take control. Now, let's talk about the fight. Because this war doesn't end when you rise. It's just the beginning. When you rise, the battle gets harder. The pain gets deeper, the enemies get stronger. The world, it's going to challenge you. But guess what? You've already faced the worst. The hardest part is behind you. The question is, how far are you willing to go? How much are you willing to sacrifice? How many more blows can you take before you're unstoppable? You've been tested. You've been pushed to your limits. Now you have the power to shatter every limitation. The limits you once thought existed are now just illusions. You are not bound by them anymore. The only limits that exist are the ones you choose to place on yourself. The world is yours for the taking, but it won't give you a damn thing. You will have to fight for it. You will have to grind for it. You will have to earn it. Every failure, every scar, every tear you've shed, they are your armor. They are your badge of honor. Because they didn't break you, they reinforced you. This is not some motivational speech to get you through a rough week. This is a declaration of war. And it's not against the world. It's not against your enemies. It's not against anyone else. It's against the old weak version of yourself. It's about the battle to become who you were always meant to be. And when you rise, there's no going back. Let the world throw whatever it wants at you. Let them call you crazy. Let them say, you'll never make it. Because when you rise, you prove them wrong. You make the impossible look easy. You make the impossible look inevitable. So stop hesitating. Stop waiting for permission. Stop looking for validation. You know what you have to do. This is where you step into your power. This is where you take what's yours. This is where you show the world that you are undefeated, that you are unstoppable, that you are ruthless. The battle for your life is happening right now. And you're going to win it because there's only one rule in this war. Survive. Rise. This is it. This is the moment where all the pain, all the struggle, all the doubt finally means something. There's no going back, there's no maybe. There's no hesitation, no second guessing. You make the call now. You've been pushed to the edge. You've been dragged through hell. And now you're standing at the gates of your future. The question is, will you walk through them, or will you let them slam in your face? All the lessons, all the hard truths, they've led you to this moment. The battle isn't over, but it's no longer about survival. It's about domination. You've been told time and time again that the world doesn't care about you. The world doesn't owe you a damn thing. But guess what? The world doesn't get to decide how your story ends. You do. And right now, you are making your decision. When you stand up, when you take action, the world will look at you differently. No more what ifs. No more I'll try. No more wondering if you're capable. Because right now, you are capable. This is your final command to yourself. This is your moment of truth. Your declaration that you will no longer live under the weight of others' opinions or doubts. You will no longer be a passive observer in your life. You will no longer be a victim of circumstance. You are the creator of your own future. And this is where that future begins. You think it's too late? You think the world has passed you by? Wrong. The only thing standing between you and your destiny is your own fear of failure. And that fear is a lie. It doesn't matter what you've done or haven't done. It doesn't matter how many times you've been knocked down. What matters is what you do next. Because right now you have the chance to change everything. This is the moment when you stop letting the world define you. This is the moment when you stop being the victim of your own story. You are not the result of your circumstances. You are the result of your decisions. You've seen the truth. You've faced the pain. You've endured the darkness. And now, you must embrace the light. It's not a light of comfort, no. It's a light of power, a light of strength, a light of ruthless determination. Because when you decide to step forward, when you make that final push, you will leave everyone behind. You will leave behind the doubts, the insecurities, the limitations. You will leave behind the people who told you you couldn't do it. You will leave behind the version of yourself who was too afraid to take action. This is the moment when you take everything, and you don't ask for permission, you take. And when you take, you show the world what happens when someone is no longer willing to accept defeat. You become unstoppable. The clock is ticking. The opportunity is here. You can no longer wait for a perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. It's not coming again. So here's your command. Get up. Move forward. No more excuses. No more lying to yourself. No more waiting for someone to save you. No more hesitation. Take action. This is your final warning. You either do it now, or you stay where you are. You either choose to break free from the chains that have held you down, or you remain imprisoned by your own fear. This is your moment of reckoning. Own it. The world doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't care if you've been hurt. It doesn't care if you've been broken. It doesn't care if you've been tested beyond measure. It only cares if you rise to meet it. So, right now, right here, this is your final chance. Will you rise, or will you stay on the ground? The decision is yours. The world doesn't decide for you, you do. You have one shot, you have one moment. Don't waste it. Rise, break the chains, conquer the doubts, and take what's yours.